Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Today we have a very exciting guest, a true visionary in the world of tech startups and AI, Michael Langford. As the Asia Pacific head of VC and startup ecosystem for Google Cloud, Michael is at the very forefront of technological innovation, helping to shape the future of startups across our region. Thank you so much, Michael, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Mike, as the head of VC and startup ecosystem, how do you see AI transforming the startup landscape in the region?
It's interesting, as you look across the region, different countries are prioritizing it really in different ways. So my role goes across Asia Pacific. If I look at China, for instance, the government there is investing hugely in building their own models and providing large amounts of funding to startups to build their own models. Move across to India, obviously a huge population there, very fast moving market, very vibrant startup ecosystem. A lot of AI startups popping up, particularly in the fintech and the SaaS space, and in the retail e-commerce space as well. Southeast Asia, I would say, is a little bit more nascent. I'm finding they're more in the education stage still. I think when the opportunities do come there, they're going to come within the D2C and the B2C space. And then Australia. I remember probably only a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, somebody said, there's no way Australia will build its own models. And then Leonardo.ai came along and completely ruined that one. But broadly, I would say, it's more, there are either startups that are embracing AI and bringing them into their business to drive efficiencies or find new revenue streams, or Gen AI startups that are popping up to solve industry-specific use cases.
Absolutely. Well, that's very fascinating. Now, recently you gave a keynote presentation on the topic of how AI will power the future startup. So, for our audience members, can you give us a preview of some key ways that you believe AI will reshape startup ecosystem and operations?
Sure. Well, I think the first thing to say is it's such an exciting time right now. Innovation has never been so alive. So the opportunities are absolutely huge. We're seeing broadly way that we're working with our customers as maybe the more AI first type businesses, which I think will then reflect with how the rest of the market responds. Typically, they're looking at across three different areas. So firstly, there's productivity. So using, for instance, Gemini for Workspace, productivity tools such as Gemini Code Assist to help with their coding decisions, to help try and drive a more efficient workforce. Secondly, they're looking to try and improve their own business processes and drive efficiencies. So this may be, for instance, a marketing CMO that is bringing automation through to their marketing collateral, or it may be the COO that's driving efficiencies through adopting agents. And thirdly, it's actually trying to drive new revenue streams as well. And so this may be in creating new products, or entirely new products, or actually enhancing the existing products. One important thing that sits across all of this is the customer. And I think that the amazing advances that Gen AI has been able to provide in the chatbot space, really they've become a much broader tool to be able to cover a number of different customer inquiries, as well as, of course, they're available 24/7. So overall, I think the consumer's winning, lots and lots of opportunities out there.
Wonderful. Those are compelling insights, Michael. Now, drawing from your experience as both an entrepreneur and now working with Google, what do you think are the biggest opportunities and challenges for startups that are leveraging AI technologies?
Well, the opportunities are so far and broad and wide. I would say, it's driving efficiencies, it's finding new revenue streams. I do like the idea that we're able to get rid of all of those annoying tasks and really sort of accelerate much faster. And that ability to bring brainstorming into your sort of everyday work as well, to be able to pivot or find new opportunities, new areas to go into. I think the challenges side, there's a couple that I would call out. Firstly, you need to make sure you're still focused on the problem. Don't start with a solution, AI, and then sort of work back from there. So make sure that you're thinking very carefully about why you're introducing AI, and that you're doing it in a considered and responsible way. Google has its set of AI principles, and actually I'd encourage all businesses to build their own AI principles to make sure that they are being responsible and they're not going to cause unexpected harm. And the other challenge I'd say is the tech talent, actually. So finding AI engineers, really good quality AI engineers. I heard an anecdote from Silicon Valley just a few weeks ago saying that an AI engineer is expecting a salary of $700,000 a year. So, that's inaccessible to many startups. But certainly I think, there is a huge push to increase the education and training. And of course, with these high paid careers that will course correct over the coming years.
I understand. That's very valuable perspective. Now, can you tell us a bit more about Google Cloud? Like, how is Google Cloud supporting startups in the AI journey, particularly in the Asia Pacific region?
Yeah, sure. So first thing to say is that Google has been investing in AI for many, many years. And so Google Cloud's kind of a beneficiary of that almost, because we now have all of this incredible infrastructure that has been built up to support Google's own tools and services. As well as the products, the leading products for startups and businesses to be able to adopt AI, a platform that allows them to train their data, to be able to access Google search data as well. So the capabilities that they can perform is probably the starting point, a really solid product foundation. We also provide credits for startups that are firstly getting started, so $2,000 of credits just to begin your journey. We've zoomed in on AI startups. For those that have received funding, can actually receive $250,000 of credits. It's covering 100% of their costs across Google Cloud and Firebase in year one, and then another $100,000 covering 20% of their costs in year two. So providing them with the financial support as well as the business and technical support. So we have these incredible customer engineers and Gen AI ambassadors that can help businesses understand and startups understand how they should be solutioning, as well as some training, a lot of training and education that we're putting out there. Google Cloud Skills Boost in particular, that has these incredible sort of Gen AI learning pathways, no matter which angle you're approaching it from.
I understand. It's wonderful to hear about this support. Now, as a former founder yourself, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs looking to incorporate AI into their startups?
I guess first thing to say is I wish that Gen AI was around when I did found my startups. Both of them were quite a few years before it came out. And as I think across both of them, in particular the e-commerce business, being able to introduce generative AI into a lot of the SEO, the SEM, and the product descriptions just would have saved me a huge amount of time. So the first thing to say is just making sure that you are embracing it for the efficiencies that it can bring to your business in particular, helping you getting started, helping you to accelerate, but also into the brainstorming side of it. Like if you're not sure how to use Gen AI, then ask Gen AI, like ask Gemini. So you can, sort of really get that idea of what you should be doing right now, as well as what you can be aiming for. Huge amount of it is about the data that you're collecting and how you're going to use that data. So it can also make suggestions there on how you should be thinking about data. But I would say it also ties in with my answer earlier. Make sure that you are still focusing on your problem and then how Gen AI can help you solve that problem. And then also making sure that you are rolling it out in a considered way. So at Google, we have these AI principles, like think about what would be that way that you are going to ensure that you're not going to cause undue harm through how you are implementing AI and Gen AI.
Absolutely. Well, very well said, Michael. I'm sure that many entrepreneurs watching this are going to benefit from your advice. Now, as we wrap up this interview, I'd love to get your thoughts at this event. So you're here today at the Digital Assets and AI event. So how's your day been so far?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, I love... From my side, like I actually love both the conversations with investors and founders. I find, I work day to day with VCs. I think quite a few of the people here are institutional investors or family offices and high net worths just looking to get started. So there's an education piece there. Like hearing about people's journeys is always interesting, and then also the startups. Like just sitting in on the founder pitches and hearing all the different from a full range of ideas, all the different pieces. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Amazing, yeah. And we are so grateful to have you involved in the conference. So thank you so much for being here and also for sharing your perspective with our viewers. And to our audience members, thank you so much for joining in. I look forward to seeing you all in my next interview. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.